Interesting times. On Monday, I attended a memorial service for an actor I'd worked with at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. Great guy, master of comedy, master of American theater, master actor. And it was so great to be able to share truths, tales, and tears with a group of community, the theater community there, and his wife, Kate. And what was wonderful about it was in the tone of him. And so there was this huge context for everyone to dive into, which was our humanity and our humor. And it's interesting right now, someone dear to me is transitioning. And it's interesting to one, have that experience myself, but also help other people around that person to contend with it and to recognize the commonality around death, which is very simply that people choose on a soul level when they're going to go. And we have to honor that choice even if it doesn't make any sense. But they do that with the knowledge of it's for change and to help change a people who are going to be left here on earth, and that they're okay. And in this process, just this morning, I got a client contacted me to talk to her sister-in-law whose father died in an accident yesterday. So I had this fresh experience with talking to someone I didn't know, and we connected with her father, and he showed two things right away. He showed a cow and a truck. Doesn't make sense to me, but the cow, I asked the woman, and she said, well, he was a farmer, so the cow made sense to her, and he died in relationship with his truck. She didn't tell me exactly what happened, but there was some accident with the truck. So we could just see in this that those who have passed away want to communicate with us. They're available to us, and we could trust this. And the main issues that we have with this come from, especially in America, not talking about death. So it's random, and we have these rules that we attach to about who's there, who's not there, what happens, and they're accessible, they process, and they want to communicate with us. And when we feel an absence of communication, it is for us to perhaps talk to a medium, talk to an intuitive, but also to relax our ideas about what should be happening here. So oftentimes when people pass, they appear to someone peripheral, someone a little bit less attached to the family or attached to the person. Not uncaring, but just someone a little bit away. And they'll find the open door. The story I always think of is my friend David Wyken, who died in a mountain climbing accident on Mount Shasta. He came to my sister, who he had met once or twice. And so just seeing how they come through, his message was always like, I'm okay. And just to let that happen with grace and ease. But to give ourselves a context for what is happening, which is these are, enormous experiences when someone passes. And to honor that and on a primal level or an archetypal level, but also just a very human level, what that means. And there's a pattern I noticed with families where when a parent dies, that the siblings all constrict. And that's when money trouble starts or arguments, that people have an identity shift. This has happened with a good friend of mine in the Bay Area, that one brother kind of seized control of the property and and creating drama. And that the challenge there is an identity shift. When the parent goes, who are you? What is the pecking order and such? And so perhaps what we can do with this information and the consistency of that pattern is to stay big when someone is passing, and to perhaps get into, before the person passes, get into a conversation around how we want things to go, how things can happen with grace and ease, who will be in charge of what. So this panic, which is very adolescent and based in the wounded child also, of not enough, not enough, not enough, that we could get into a space of abundance and prosperity and allow grieving to happen. And recognize very simply that our bodies do know how to grieve, that we know how to process these things, and it's very different for each of us. And just to trust that there's a process here, but to let go of the panic that might be attached to someone transitioning. There is order to death, and there is grace in death. And it's just recognizing just this core idea that at a soul level, that person chose when to transition, when to go. Another thing that is worth mentioning, this just happened today also, which is I've been talking to someone who's having a transition in her life, that perhaps some issues coming up to be addressed and such. And money has been a challenge for that person for a while. And they had an inheritance looming around. And I talked to this person today. We prayed for that inheritance to come to them with absolute ease, and which would bring immense relief to that person. And as we were talking, we talked for maybe a half hour or so. During that call, there was like a call interruption, and this person messaged me after we finished our conversation in which we had prayed to let me know that the call interrupt was letting him know that that money was available to him. So he went from having very little to like this boom of money. So it's getting to a space of recognizing where prayer works and that prayer does work. And that part of what we are doing here now is to get out of the way and to let grace happen, to let things come to us, to let it not be so hard. And I'm noticing also, this has been true for a while, especially with the political challenges in our country, which get into a lack of safety for us, that anything involving money and business seem very hard right now and almost lost. That there is such a constriction happening, and also people not knowing how to talk to each other, not knowing how to lead, not knowing what is okay to do or not do right now. But very simply, it is safe for us to be prosperous, it's safe for us to be engaged, it's safe for us to have abundance, it's safe for us to get along. It's safe for us to be visible, it is safe for us to thrive. And just very simply, we work best together. And so one of my goals is to create that harmony in that community for all of us, and just this central thing of let's connect with prayer, with intention, let's work with guides, and that work only brings out the best in us. It makes us big, and it allows good things to happen with grace and clarity and peace. So thank you so much for watching. I wish you, let's pray. Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for this wonderful moment. Thank you for the clarity, the peace, the ease, the love, and the joy that's here for us right now. We celebrate life, and we honor everyone whom we know who's passed away. Everyone, family, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, celebrities, people we've never met, people who've died in tragedy, people who've died of natural causes, people who've died in wars. We honor everyone. We honor all of humanity right now. And we recognize and know that good things are here, that it's safe for us to connect with those who are passed away. It's safe for us to really value life. It's safe for us to access the wisdom, the knowledge, the hope that those who passed away have to pass on to us. And it's safe for us to thrive. And we honor our ancestors by thriving. We honor our past lives by thriving. We honor our lives right now by thriving. And we celebrate all this. And thank you, angels, for being with us. Thank you, angels, for being with us in every single aspect of our lives and for helping us in every single moment. Thank you for, we release to you the fear of the unknown. We release randomness to you, and we embrace order, grace, and peace. And we choose love. And with grace, harmony, and love, we quite simply ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.